This pedal was so popular that Walrus decided to bring it out of limited edition limbo and add it to their official core series. This is the Lüm Texture Engine. Let's check it out. Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily, and have you been practicing a lot lately because your playing has been sounding especially good? Walrus Audio is sponsoring this video, but thoughts and opinions are all mine. Ears are all yours though. So from how I understand it, Walrus first released the Lüm Texture Engine as a quote experiment, but apparently demand was high enough for them to offer it again, this time as a permanent fixture. According to Walrus, Lüm draws influences from the slow Reverb, Lore, or is it Lore, reverse soundscape generator, and Fable granular soundscape generator, all pedals I have not played, so I was really excited to get my hands on this guy. As for what exactly this pedal does, Lüm, quote, combines granular processing, reverbs, automation, and presets into a creative platform capable of producing everything from subtle layers to complex sonic landscapes. That sounds awesome, so let's dig in. I'll have timestamps/chapters in the video description, so please use those instead of, leaving a nasty comment that says I talk too much, because I already know that. Guitar is my Kiesel Mark 66, amp is the Benson Chimera plugin from Mixwave. As for the pedal itself, we should probably talk about the knobs really quickly. X and decay will do something different depending on the mode, so we'll cross those bridges when we get there. But filter adjusts the cutoff of a global synth style low pass filter, which shapes the overall tone. Mix is the amount of affected signal versus dry. Stretch time stretches the effects by adjusting the global sample rate, and that goes from half to double speed. It's supposed to be highly interactive. Lüm also has 2 foot switches. Tapping the bypass turns the effect on and off, and we'll talk about the moment foot switch a bit later. We're going to start with mode 1, the toggle up position, which is called Grain Cloud. Grain Cloud is a granular texture built from dual taps reading from a feedback delay line. This takes your signal and fragments it up into little glitches. X controls the grain size, decay controls the feedback of the sampled delay line. Here's my dry signal. And here it is on mode 1 with all the knobs at noon. As I mentioned before, decay controls the feedback of the sample delay line. So how long it repeats is my general understanding of that. Obviously you can have it longer or shorter. I don't really care to hear it shorter, but let's hear it cranked. It doesn't quite get infinite, and it certainly doesn't self-oscillate, but I think it gets properly long. It'd be nice if it went a little bit longer in my opinion, but that's pretty long. Now let's explore X. It's been in the middle, so let's just sweep it with the decay back at noon. To the left counterclockwise is longer grain, to the right is shorter, tighter, glitchier. That's a really nice range there. I think that's about perfect. I think I'm going to put it at about 1:32 o'clock for this mode. And we'll look at stretch. Stretch, which, if you don't remember, adjusts the global sample rate speed. Let's hear it at about half speed, which is all the way to the left. You can definitely hear it as you turn it. I'm really feeling it at about 9 o'clock because I think it gives it an almost more muted, degraded vibe that I'm really enjoying today. Yep, that's exactly where I want it. And now, last but not least, filter. I'm actually going to turn up the mix to about 3 so you can really hear the filter, but I'll keep decay at noon, X at, 1:30, 2 o'clock, stretch around 9. I actually really like the idea of using Loom with the filter, at least in this mode, with the filter all the way down in the mix high, because it has this sort of like bubbly thing going on, which I really dig. But I also hope that you can understand how stretch and filter especially are so interactive with the other controls. Let's drop X, filter, and stretch all the way to the left. Even with the mix up, it's not in your face. It's this under the surface texture, and I think it really adds a cool tension. And if we crank it all, it's so clicky and glitchy, and it feels like a completely different pedal despite having the exact same algorithm. I could mess around with mode 1 all day, but we have to move on, so let's put everything back at noon and check out mode 2. But first, I'll have affiliate links for this pedal and more in the video description. Using those affiliate links doesn't cost you anything extra, but a small portion of each sale made after clicking those links is shared with me. It's a great way to support this channel doing things that, let's be honest with ourselves and each other, we were probably going to do anyway. Let's talk mode 2. Mode 2 is a grain verb, and it is a granular reverb built from dual taps reading from the decay memory of a reverb algorithm tank. The result is a dense, washed out texture where grains are fully embedded in reverb, almost as if all the grains just took a bath in reverb, and yes, that is from the manual. So another granular effect. Let's see how it's different. For this mode, decay controls the decay of the sampled reverb tank, and X once again controls the grain size. Yeah, that cascading of lines feels totally different to me. Let's turn up the decay, sweep X, and find a sweet spot. For this mode, I think I prefer X around 9 o'clock, so that's a very different preference there. And now let's look at stretch. Once again, I personally feel drawn to a lower setting for stretch. In fact, I kind of like it all the way down. It's so spooky, which is suiting my vibe today. And we have to hear it interact with filter. Yeah, I think I like a higher setting around 3 o'clock there. I love that, but let's compare it to mode 1 with those settings. I really wasn't expecting them to be so unique from each other, but it goes to show you that not all granular effects sound the same. Last but not least, mode 3, which is a forward/reverse reverb. The manual describes it as, quote, a forward reverb algorithm running into a reverse reverb algorithm. You'll hear a playful rhythmic interaction between the forward and reverse reverbs. And yes, again, that's a quote from the manual. This time, decay controls the decay of the forward algorithm reverb tank, while X controls the reverse reverb feedback. So in case you didn't guess, with the decay controlling forward and X controlling reverse, you can kind of use this for either forward or backwards reverb instead of both. Let's hear it just forward. And just reverse. There you go. And more is more, so let's turn them both to 3. And let's see if I like these with the stretch down or up. You know, I still think I like it down. It's moodier, right? Don't you think? But for the sake of science, let's keep it cranked and try to get that mood right with filter. that'll do just fine. There are a few things we haven't touched though, namely the momentary foot switch. What the momentary foot switch allows you to do is automate any one of those 5 knobs by holding it down to glide to a defined target, adding dynamic expressive motion in real time. Out of the box, it seems to drop the stretch. Let's go to mode 2 and hear it. So you can do that for any of those settings. How you change that is by holding down the bypass switch while the pedal is on and turning the knob you want affected to the spot where you want it to go when you hold down that switch. So if you want to crank the depth, you'd hold down bypass and turn depth all the way up. Release it, go back to where you want that home base to be, and and it goes back down. It's genuinely very awkward to show off expression controls that are attached to a foot switch when you're not using your feet, but I hope that gave you the idea. I think stretch going all the way down is a little bit more apparent for the purposes of this video, but it works with, I've tried it with different things on the floor. It's a really cool thing to have. It's not quite as tight as it would be if this had an actual expression output, but it's a pretty nifty way to bake in a little bit of dynamic control. You can also adjust the speed of that glide by adjusting the mode toggle when the bypass is held down. Your options there are 10, 1000, or 5000 milliseconds. So almost instantaneous and 2 longer options. Again, not as much control as some would like, I'm sure, but I think it will suit the needs of most just fine. Lastly, presets. Lüm comes with 3 onboard presets, which is a huge plus. You can swap between presets by hitting both foot switches at the same time. So we have red, green, and blue. So far, the secondary LED has been purple. That's a manual mode situation. To save a preset, cycle to the color you'd like to save over. Let's choose red. As you move knobs and toggle switches, the color will go to purple to show that it has been modified. To save, hold down both foot switches until the LED blinks, and then you'll again see your preferred color. One thing that's really cool is that if at least 2 of your presets in a row, red to green for example, use the same algorithm, they'll fade into each other instead of hard stopping and restarting. I think that's a really cool touch, and I can imagine folks using different presets like that in the same song. My personal opinion is that this is a very nice, well-designed pedal. Yes, it gets weird, but it won't get away from you. I do wish the decay time was a bit longer. I'd love it to be infinite, but it certainly gets long enough for how I personally would use it. I really like the inclusion of a more, quote, normal setting in mode 3, which in my opinion always helps justify keeping a weirder pedal like this on your board. It makes it more versatile than it might otherwise be. If you liked this demo, check out the one on the screen where I showed off another Walrus audio pedal. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. Goodbye.